Hello from California. Woo! Our first time here ever. And we are at the Holiday Express Inn in San Diego. And we thought before Paul watches his football and before we go out and meet Bob and Holly and explore some of San Diego, we thought we'd come to you and have a chat.
So, let's get things in order. Dave, you know what your job is.
Kick-off time.
Let's go.
So let's see who's here before we jar up about what we've been up to. We've had the most fantastic trip so far with the most fabulous company, haven't we? The cruise was definitely interesting on so many levels, which we'll go through, I'm sure, as the questions come up about our leak and the weather and the itinerary changes. So stay tuned because we'll be telling you all about that. And I'm sure there's going to be questions, Holland America or Princess, and we've got the answers for you, haven't we, Paul?
No, we're not telling them because we're going to do a video. So.
So let's have a see. So first here today was Gillian saying, hello, Paul and Carole, everyone, look forward to hearing all your news. And Sean saying, have you got a question? Please, yes, put question before it so we can spot it because the comments go crazy mad and it's hard for me to keep up. So has it appeared on Book of Face?
No.
Oh.
It's got the red circle around that if I go
there
on.
is.
Oh, it's there, is
it?
Yeah,
so we
well, I'll hush my mouth.
Yeah, exactly that. Barbara's here with a weather report of Highcliffe of Sea. It was a glorious sunny last couple of days in Highcliffe of Sea.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better because if Barbara isn't having good weather, nobody is.
Exactly that. So, and Nick and Trey's saying, hey, everyone, don't forget to hit the like button. Do it now. Thank you so much, guys. And looks like you had a great trip on Celebrity Apex.
Now, as I'm reading that in the style of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do it now.
Yes. So Joseph is just saying, very happy everything turned out okay with a leak. If that happened to us, Mike would be asleep and would tell me, let me know when you're lower in the lifeboats. I'd already be in the lifeboat. Same here, which we'll go into more details in a minute.
I was petrified.
And I would have my life jacket ready on while in the lifeboat. Glad everyone's good. Enjoy your adventure still to come. Have a great time, Paul and Carole. As always, you're the best. Thank you, Joey. That's awesome to hear from you. The main man himself is Kevin Austin.
Well, I preempted it because I'm on his side of the pond, even though... How far are we away?
Only an hour now, hour time difference to Calgary to here, I believe. Oh, I don't know miles.
No, that's right.
I don't know. No, we're down south now. We're nearly, San Diego's nearly in Mexico. So Calgary is north.
That's where I was relying because I don't know where anything is, do I?
But we've just got to give a shout out to Kevin and Kasia, who joined us on Discovery Princess. We had such a blast. We laughed so much, didn't it? We were just in hysterics. I don't think when you get those giggles and you can't stop giggling. Well, the last night I thought Kevin was going to have a stroke.
I thought he was laughing so I genuinely thought we were going to have to call 911.
But we want to thank you both for your company, as we said when we were with you. And I want to say a special thanks to Kasia because she's introduced me to these. I don't know if anyone's seen these. These are called True Lemon. And they're basically a packet of like crystals, lemon crystals. And you put them in your drinks. And I'm just really enjoying just hot water with lemon now. Because I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I've also discovered lemon crisps, which are lovely.
But she's not bitter.
So if you could get these in the UK, let me know because they are just so delicious.
Oh.
And the most important things you should always pack when you're going on a cruise or a trip is pegs.
Not for washing, just to keep Carole's crisps nice and fresh.
But these are a game changer for me. So thank you so much, Kasia. That's awesome. Paul hates lemon. I thought I loved lemon, but Kasia took lemon to another level. Lemon and melon.
Kasia is actually 98% lemon.
Did you know that melon is the same letters as lemon? Well, that's just popped in my head. MELON.
Lemon is an anagram of melon?
Yes. Who knew?
Well, everybody, I would imagine.
But anyway, let's go on to saying who else is here and saying hello, and then we'll get on to the juicy questions. Everyone chatting to each other. Yeah, Kevin said ours was very interesting. You were here, but we had so much fun, lots of drinks, cards, and so many laughs. Oh yes, cards. I thought I'd add this photo in, Kevin, just to say we love playing cribbage, and it was such a lovely surprise. What did I say?
Well, you nearly said cricket.
No, we don't like cricket. And it was such a lovely surprise when we met up with Kevin and Kasia, and they said, we've learned crib so we can play on the time that we were together, 10 days altogether in Seattle and obviously in on Discovery Princess. And we had a crib championship that went all the way through. And what was the final score, Paulie?
I don't know.
It was 19.9 to us. Look at this. Look, and that was the favourite photo
I thought they got. I thought they hit double figures, didn't they? Didn't they get to double figures?
No, it's got 9 on the book.
Oh, there you go. Look, yeah.
Or did they get to 10? And I didn't write it down.
You probably didn't.
No, it's 10. I've written. Sorry, it's 10.
I knew. She says I never pay attention.
It is. I might counted wrong, but that was fab. So we thoroughly enjoyed playing a bit of crib with the guys. But sorry, Kevin and Ash, we'll have to meet again and just have another championship, won't we? So let's have a look at the first question.
Stole my pen.
Stole my pen. Sorry. So let's see. Let's scroll down. Catherine said she'll be back for 7 because it's Mum and Dad's 64th anniversary today. Oh my God, 64th. Isn't that awesome? Do you think we'll ever get to that, Paulie? Another 34 years?
How old would I be then? 95.
Doable.
95. God, I feel like I'm 95 now.
So, Andy and Carole saying, question, apart from the weather and the leak, how do the 2 Alaska cruises compare? Very good question, because obviously for those that don't know, we went to Alaska on Princess Cruises this time, on Discovery Princess, and we in September, and we went on Holland America, Collings Dam, in July 2 years ago. So we wanted to come back to Alaska because we loved it so much to see what it'd be like. Now, for the 2 Alaskan itineraries were the same, apart from the Glacier Bay, and we were Dawes Glacier on this one. Sadly, because of the weather on this one, we didn't get to see the glacier at all because we went to Skagway earlier than anticipated because the weather was just rubbish, absolutely rubbish. So from our one going in July, let's just talk about seasons now. What you get more of the salmon and the obviously wildlife from a seal point of view. When we were in Ketchikan, we see more salmon and seals.
We didn't see more salmon.
Well, we've seen salmon.
We saw salmon and we saw seals. And when we went in July, we didn't see any salmon or seals.
We did see seals when we did the whale watching.
Yeah, but we did, when we went whale watching.
I think the things that we've learned from these 2 time is, if we went to Alaska again, I would definitely go earlier in the season. Again, I go around about July time because obviously the weather's more unpredictable. And we knew that when we booked. We're not moaning about it. We're not complaining. We knew that was a risk. However, we feel that because the weather was so much better in July, and weather could go bad in July too, mind. However, the chances are higher that it will be good. I felt we were able to explore more and see more of Alaska than we were this time because of the bad weather. And also, I think our week was unlucky because the Discovery Princess is literally just going to Asia now via...
I think you just managed to do a thumbs up by doing all that with your hands because she speaks with her hands. She's like Italiano.
Anyway, it's on its way to Asia now. And getting down to Singapore for a dry dock. And they've just been to Ketchikan. They've just docked there today because I've been following Cruise Travel Mama, who's actually the captain's wife, who we got to speak to on the ship, who was lovely. And they've had... what
Carole's trying to say,
the Northern Lights.
They've had fabulous weather and they've had Northern Lights because we didn't have any Northern Lights because it was constantly cloudy and foggy
or raining,
and drizzly or rainy.
Yeah.
So the only lights we saw was when we turned the lights on in our cabin.
Yeah. And saying, how did the 2 Alaska cruises compare? Now, there's going to be a question coming up, I'm sure, about Princess or Holland America. Now, we would both cruise to Alaska again with both companies. We love Princess, we love Holland America. The things you need to think about if you are booking or deciding whether you want to go with Princess and Alaska and Holland America is breaking it down into what do you want from the ship. Because itinerary wise and docking wise, we had great docking positions.
Are you going to now do our whole video that we're going to do? No, you're not, are you? Okay, that's good then.
Okay, but we're not going to do that for a long time.
I know, but we're still going to do it. We're going to do a comparison video, we may do in about 5 years.
Already,
we may do in about 5 years' time. But the upshot is the 2 didn't compare at all because of the weather was the only deciding factor of why it's almost impossible to compare the two.
Well, I think there's reasons we've written a list here, haven't we, which we'll go on to shortly, about other things that we feel you need to take into consideration when doing an Alaska cruise and which company to pick. But let's just see if we've got here Michael and Laurie here from Foothill Ranch. Welcome to Southern California. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Yes, we're off to Disneyland and we're going to spend the evening catching up with Michael and Laurie, so that'd be awesome.
So we're going to Disneyland. We've just come from Drizzlyland.
We have just come from Drizzlyland. Nick and Tracy join our Patreon. Yes, we always chat to our Patreon all the way through, and they get a lot more information than we give out anywhere else. So if you fancy that, then please do. Morris is saying, what is your favourite thing about Princess? The entertainment on Discovery Princess was out of this world. It was some of the best we've seen on all of our Princess cruises. Would you agree?
I would agree, but then on Island Princess, the entertainment was good, but it was nowhere near as good as it was on Discovery Princess. Discovery Princess, it was like chalk and cheese. How much better? The theatre shows were almost comparable, although I still think Discovery had the edge. But the live music around the ship on Discovery was 5 times better than it was on Island Princess. When you went, you didn't care who. There was only one entertainer that we didn't particularly like, wasn't our style at all. But everywhere you went around the ship, you weren't worried who was going to be in there because you knew that it was going to be really, really good. Whereas I felt on Island Princess, that wasn't the case.
No,
but overall, Princess Entertainment is.
On Discovery was awesome. There was a band called Rhythm Jive, a Filipino band, and the vocals and just the musicians were just another level. We haven't seen a party band with that talent for a long time, I don't think, have we? So that was one of our favourite things about Princess. Discovery Princess is a beautiful ship, as are the Royal Class, the Piazza. There was so much going on the Piazza. The entertainment team were very visible around the ship and great fun, weren't they? Got to give a shout out to Sarah and Jason, the cruise director, because they were absolutely fantastic. And Sarah was just mad as a box of frogs, but great entertainment. And we joined in a few of the game shows that they have in Princess Live, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
It was fabulous.
So entertainment for us was a real biggie. From here, we'll go on to a bit about what we thought about O'Malley's and the setup and the Piazza in a bit, because that was something that we didn't think was a good thing. So Rose is just asking, what do you think of the 2 new builds planned for Zed? But I'm sure you're on about Morella. Morella have just announced that they're not now having 2 new ships. We're gutted because we really love Morella and we were really hoping to get on their new builds. It looks like Mein Schiff are having them, which is a part of their company. So we are really gutted about that because they need to do something. They need to, hopefully, I wonder if that money will go to revamping their existing fleet. But it was so exciting to feel that there might be some new ships coming.
I described it as Morella. Morella now feels like they're a member of a large family, but they're the youngest child. And what they get is the hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
So, if you're a child and you're going to school dressed as a Japanese admiral because that's all you've got left to wear from the fancy dress box, that's how it feels with Morella now. They've never had a new ship. There was the big fanfare and, this is going to be great, blah, 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 and now they're not. So what they're obviously going to get is Mein Schiff, and I haven't read this anywhere, so this is pure conjecture.
Yeah.
So Mein Schiff's now going to get those 2 new ships, and what will happen is Morella will either get nothing at all, or they'll end up with the Mein Schiff hand-me-downs, which is what they've already have.
Yeah.
So from our point of view, we're a big championer of Morella, and we're very, very disappointed indeed.
Yeah, totally. Anna Micah here saying, looking forward to our next leg of this fab adventure. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, we are in San Diego. We've just got off Discovery Princess. We are heading for a fantastic trip around California with our friends Mark and Annette. We're meeting up with lots of people along the way, and Bob and Holly are the first we're meeting up with today to go and explore San Diego. And this is our road trip that we're doing, which is just all the places that we're staying. So we're starting in San Diego, heading up to Orange County, obviously we're doing all different things along the way. Los Angeles, we're doing day trips out. We're doing Hearst Castle. We're doing Disneyland.
We're doing some cultural stuff.
We're off to Yosemite. We're off to Alcatraz.
Where are we off to?
Yosemite. What's it called?
Yosemite.
That's it. That's the one. We're off there. We're off there too. So,
she's not even making it up.
No, I'm not. But
she
we've
used
got
to call
loads
it. She used to call it Yosemite.
I did. Anyway, so that's what's coming up. So if you're not following us on Facebook or Instagram, please do.
You need to.
Just actually a bit of news in the last couple of days as well. We've just hit another milestone on Instagram. So if you are there, we've just hit 11,000. So thank you so much if you follow us on Instagram.
On Instagram, yes.
We're really, really chuffed to bits for it. It's a slow grower, Instagram.
Oh.
So people that all know that are bloggers out there, how painful Instagram is to grow. It's been so slow. Well, Facebook is growing very fast, but Instagram is a lot slower.
To give you some idea, we hit 10,000 followers on Instagram when I just left school, haven't I?
Yeah,
I think
it seems it.
1980 it was. It was 45 years ago.
It seems it. So let's have a look. So
that made me sad then when I said that. When I left school 45 years ago. And then in my head I'm going, no, that's not right. You need to do that calculation again. And I did it again and it was still 45 years.
We're old, Paul. We're getting old. No. But anyway. So Corinne's here too. So obviously, Corinne, will we visiting the zoo and the Coronado? Yes, we've got an itinerary here that Bob and Holly put together, and they're both on the list. We're looking forward to that.
But I'll tell you what wasn't on the list. We got here yesterday and we were quite tired. We've been tired for like 10 days and we were quite tired. And fair play, the Holiday Inn, they gave us a list of restaurants. This is restaurants in the vicinity. And I sort of scanned over them, but didn't take a lot of notice. And then I Googled restaurants near me, and Carole, if we look out of our window, there's an Italian restaurant, and we love a bit of Italian food. And Carole said, well, I'm tired, mate. We'll just go there. So I did a bit of Googling, and then I found this restaurant, which was also on the list as it transpired, and it was a 5-minute walk away. And Carole said, oh, I don't know if I can be bothered to walk 5 minutes. I said, but it's a faux, pronounced pho, restaurant.
And I was like, ooh, spicy.
Called Flaming Pho. So we walked there and it was amazing. And I'll be very, very surprised if it's our last visit before we...
It was really good and really, really reasonable, wasn't it? And there was a 7-Eleven opposite. So we're getting to know the little area in the hotel.
$5 for a pint of draft Modelo. Anybody who's in America, they're going to probably fly here to take advantage of that. $5.
So that was good. So so we're really happy. As you can see, I can't really see but our room is fantastic at the Holiday Inn Express in San Diego. We've got a little balcony where we've just done some washing, so that's drying out there.
Got a little balcony. We've got a massive balcony.
Got a big balcony. And it's got a swimming pool here. We thought it was going to be closed. We got told it's going to be closed while we're here, but it's not. They are waiting for some work to be done, but not these next 5 days.
The only work they need to do on it is put some water on it, but other than that, it's open.
No, it's good to go. So Craig's saying hello. So love to see Craig.
Hello,
and Rob saying congratulations on your... Thank you very much indeed.
What I saw Rose's question about Morella, and there was more. And
yes, I flipped it up.
No, there was more though about the British market.
Yes, I put it up while you were talking.
Oh, okay, but I think it's such a shame because that was one of the things we're pinning our hopes on. Yeah, that they were going to start doing stuff out of the UK again. But who knows, if they get 2 more hand-me-downs, maybe they will.
It is a shame. It would be nice for them to get something new, because it's not what they've got at all, is it? Catherine said, I've told my friend who lives in California to look out for you too. They are up and down the coast between 3 homes like yours. 3 homes. How lovely would that be?
We did have some people wave to us last night, didn't we?
No. I don't know. Oh,
I was joking, Annie. Joking.
Rose is doing my bakes of the week: a chocolate nectarine cake, cottage cheese bagels. Oh, cottage cheese bagels! We've had the cream cheese bagels here, and they are absolutely delicious.
Do you know, I never got cottage cheese.
No,
I tried it a few times back in the day, and it was like, I scrape it off my tongue, but.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. Kevin said here's some 20 Canadians for some amazing tacos. Yes, we're obviously San Diego has got you're right on the border of Mexico, so we want to really try some Mexican cuisine
there's
while we're here, because we don't tend to have that a lot
No,
at
we
home,
don't.
do we?
And there's 2 taco restaurants on the list that the hotel has given us. So.
Yes. So thank you so much, Kevin. That's very generous. So we will be spending that on that. Let's have a look. Where were we? I've seen. There's Rose's Bakes. Jerry and Diana here. So love to you guys. And Ken and Lindsay are here. So getting ready for the next cruise. That's awesome. So Colette's asking about the differences between Princess and Hal again. So let's just go on to those other little things that we had. We were talking about this earlier, and we were basically saying that the things that Princess have, which Holland America don't have, is the bling. The bling on the ships. I think Princess ships are far prettier than Holland America. And they have the medallion. Now, the medallion worked well, didn't it, on our cruise?
We only had one incident where we ordered a drink in our cabin, and it took an hour and 45 minutes to the point we'd given it up and we were going out. And as I went to grab the door handle, there was and I opened it, and there was the guy stood there with our drinks. And I said, that took a bit longer than I anticipated. And he went, oh, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm sure it was well over an hour ago. And he looked down, he said, it was actually an hour and 45 ago.
But that was a
one-off.
Yeah, it worked well. And the service we had on Princess. I mean, we need to give a big shout out to obviously Charlotte and to B, to Petronal, who looked after us so well on the ship. But B was the lady that looked after us on our group cruise, and she just happened to be on this sailing. So she knew us from our group cruise on Sky. And she obviously, we were originally in an inside cabin. We got an upgrade to a balcony, which was absolutely awesome. And she also allowed us to have a complimentary pass into 360 restaurant, which on Princess, I must say, we've never had such a dining experience at sea at all. It is totally immersive. It's 360 screens. Service phenomenal, food very different but excellent. So it is $149 per person normally, but if you're going on Princess on 2 ships, it's Emerald Princess, isn't it? No, it's not. It's Enchanted and Discovery.
And it's one of those things, if you're not, well, I've had conversations on here before about do stuff outside your comfort zone. Now, there was stuff that was definitely outside my comfort zone, definitely outside Carole's comfort zone. Now, if you're going in there and you're a meat and 2 veg person, you're almost wasting your money on the food, but the overall experience is almost worth the price alone. But then when you factor into the food and stuff, you do get some, it's not like chilled monkey brains or something off Indiana Jones, but, you do get like an octopus leg, I'm going to call it, and you do get some strange
Tentacle.
Well, he's a leg though, isn't it? They got 8 legs, and stuff like that. But it's
course that I felt, because I'm not an octopus fan, but the rest was
but there's some different stuff in there that there was 3 or 4 things on there. If I was going to a restaurant and I had to pick it off the menu, I wouldn't have picked it in 100 years. But because it's there in front of you, and now they've packaged it all, and now they tell you they talk to like growers of stuff and the fishermen and all the sort of stuff, and where these items have actually come from, and then they're being interviewed on this 360 screen, which you can see, and then you've got stuff being shone onto your table by like projectors. But then so if anybody's thinking, oh, that's Le Petit Chef, is a bit Le Petit Chef, but when the things were projected onto your table, they were still interactive. Now, how they do that, I don't like. There was this one thing, and I think it was in Spain, and the whole table is lit up with stuff that's being projected onto it. One of which was a bull, and if you went like that on the bull and rubbed it, it ran away. But if you didn't do that, it wasn't like it was, they set it for every 20 seconds for the ball to run away. If you didn't touch it, nothing would happen. It would stay there. But if you rubbed it, it would sort of go and then run away. And you're thinking like, how did they?
It was amazing.
That? You could break an interactive plate that was on your table, go like that, and it would break. And it's like,
it took you to different countries. It was an excellent position.
It was so cool.
But going back to the differences about Princess and How, is one thing that princess ships don't have, or the ships that the Royal class particular don't have, is the Explorer's Lounge. Now, it would have been lovely to have a Explorer's Lounge. If you like forward-facing ship and the weather is a little bit inclement, a forward-facing lounge, then so there's pros and cons, isn't there? I think the buffet, we prefer the buffet on Holland America instead of the buffet on Princess. We enjoyed the shows on Princess and the live music, but we love the live music on How. So I think when you're making a decision about going to Alaska, you need to find out what is the ship that suits you most, because between Princess and How, the itineraries and the immersive experience you have on board is very similar.
But then you also got, is this a big princess ship and a big How ship? Is it a small How ship and a big prince? There's so many variables. What I would say is across the board on our princess experiences and our Hal experience, regardless of where we've gone, is like Carole said, princess is definitely more sort of blingy, whereas Hal are more Cunard like. I think it's more, they're dressed up more in a traditional feel to it, more dark wood. When you look at the ships, it's the dark blue, almost like Cunard. But there's so many good things that they both have got to offer. Either there's no wrong and right answer.
The other thing to answer as well is a princess ship there was a lot more families on board than there had been on America. So I think they do attract a younger audience than Holland America do. So that's another thing to consider. I just want to say thanks so much. Nora's just popped up a super sticker for $20. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
I don't know what a super sticker is.
Yeah, apparently you could just give for super. We had one the other day for a video that we put out. Someone sent us a super sticker, didn't we? And also Nick has given us for more tacos. So thank you so much, Nick. We really, really appreciate appreciate that.
Tacos for tea then?
Tacos for tea. Well, hopefully. I'm sure Holly's got a plan. So let's have a look. So where were we? So that was Colette's question.
So we haven't even got to 7 o'clock yet.
So Rob's saying, some of the nerves scheduled a 15-minute meeting during my lunch hour, so hopefully the Shaft League is discussed later. Yes, we're going to go on to the Nightmare Night we had in a few moments. Let's just go through some more questions. Yeah, Christopher and Julie are off to Japan on Sunday, and doing an organised tour rather than a cruise will be a different experience for us. Going for 2 weeks, going on the bullet train 3 times. So you have a fantastic time, because that's awesome.
We did 2, didn't we, on the bullet train? Was it 2?
We did 2. Yeah, we did 2. And Jackie's saying, hello, love joining these lives. It's the highlight of the day. Well, thank you so much. And MJ's here too, so love to see MJ. And Linnea. Got so many people here. And Keith. And Gil and Sandra. So thank you so much. So let's go down to the next question that we've got. Jim and Dwayne are also here. I love to see you guys. Let's see where's the question. Please put question in front of. What's the matter?
Glad to see Paul can sleep through anything, including sinking.
Yes. Oh dear.
Because
David's here.
Because I feared that the ship was going to sink, I made sure I slept on my back, because I'm really good at floating.
No. He's on his own countdown for Liverpool as well, so that won't be late. And Kathy's made it too, so love to see you here. So let's go to the next question and see what we've got. Johnny is still on the Camino. Yeah, Johnny's been walking like 55,000 steps a day. He's been sharing it in our Discord, on our Patreon. So fair play to you, Johnny. You've, I've got great respect for you. And it sounds like you're having quite an amazing time. So where's the next question? Kathy, my hair looks fabulous. It looks like it's got a bit lighter, hasn't it? I don't know why, because we haven't had that much sunshine.
No. Maybe it's they say that lemon juice lightens your hair.
I haven't put lemon juice on
Maybe
there.
You've done it internally. I mean, I put plenty of lemon juice on mine.
I can't say hello to everyone, unfortunately, but thank you so much. Lynn is saying that greetings, was one of the California to include stop in Long Beach. The Queen Mary's fun to tour, and the neighbor port of Los Angeles is amazing to see. Well, when we're in Los Angeles, which is around here, isn't it? I think we've got a city tour done. We've got Disneyland. We've got some scenic driving and stops, which is Laguna, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, and dinner at Moreno's Mexican restaurant. So lots planned. Kevin just said we're there 2,588 kilometers from San Diego. So quite far now then.
Not too bad.
Well, I'm steaming up. I'm having a hottie. Woo! David said an Edam is made backwards, which it is. We were talking about lemon, weren't we? And melon.
We did.
Kevin said you got your arses kicked on crib. You did. Catherine's multitasking. She's got a laptop and phone going. So thank you for
that's what I like to see. If you could get on LinkedIn as well, Catherine, you'd have a hat trick.
KB in the UK said about our Amazon, did you get resolution? We did, and they kindly invited us on board Azamara Onward, and we did a live show about all that, and how we had a totally different experience, and Azamara Onward was excellent. So we did a video as a live like this talking about it. So we've got, for those that are watching that do catch up, we've got all our lives go to a playlist. So scroll down to those and you'll find it on there. Donna's still at work.
But we didn't have a nanny nap though, did we?
When?
She's asking if we had a nanny nap. If you go back to Donna.
What did you do first when arrived? Did you have a nana nap? What, here?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We went out for some lovely food. So Fiona says she spent 4 days in San Diego. What we've seen so far is lovely. The sun is shining. It's about 70 degrees. So we're really, really happy. And I woke up for sunrise this morning. And off our balcony, I set up the GoPro. So that was lovely to see too. And Mark's asking, do we prefer a cruise to Norway or Alaska?
Well, again, that's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Because I think Norway, we have said this in the past. I think Norway, when you're into the fjords, offers better scenery, but Alaska offers better wildlife.
Yeah, totally. I don't feel the need to rush back to Alaska. I think the other thing we did differently this time was with Princess. We did all the excursions we wanted to do, which cost a fortune, but were so worth it. This time we did our own thing. And I think if you want to really experience Alaska, you need to do the excursions. I know our weather didn't help us because we couldn't self-explore and walk as far as we wanted to do. But I really believe if you are coming to Alaska and you're only doing it once, book yourselves on the excursions. Sadly, some of the excursions were cancelled, weren't they? Yeah. We had friends on Eurodam at the same time. So I would definitely do the excursion. So that was another big difference between because of the weather, we couldn't get out and walk as far as we wanted to. Where were we in?
Well, when we went for
Janelle was just a washout.
For a duck fart.
We did, and I had a reindeer fart, which was much better.
And I have to say, Carole had to really twist my arm to get off there because it was horrible.
Yeah, what do you want to get off? I said, mate, I'm getting off. Even if it's pouring with rain, I'm going for a walk.
It was going sideways like
the rain was bad.
And we did a little tiny bit of shopping, and then we went into the Red Dog Saloon, and I must admit, if the ship hadn't been sailing that night, I think we'd still been in there.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Absolute blast.
We did. It was so much fun.
Whereas last time when we did it, it was more of a touristy thing. Right, go in there, we'll have a drink, we'll have a duck fart, blah, 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 and then we're away. Yeah. We went in there, and it was a combination of we were having such a good time, and the weather was horrible. Well, we just stayed for another.
Yeah. Exactly. Going back to Alaska and Norway, I think for both countries, we've now done the what I call the regular itineraries. So, Norway, you do like your Stavanger and Bergen and all those sort of southern. And this is sort of southern Alaska. I'd like to go further north. I'd like to go up to Anchorage, and I'd like to do a land tour attached to a cruise if we came back to Alaska, and I'd like to do the same if we go to Norway. We've done it once up to the Arctic Circle, but I'd definitely like to go further north. So there's lots of different itineraries out there so that you can have a look at. Nora saying, did we see the lumberjack show? No, because we've seen that before. And
well, I saw a bit of it because when we were walking around Creek Street, which was fabulous, because around Creek Street, if you've ever been, where's it at? Ketchikan?
Creek Street.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Ketchikan.
There's an area called Creek Street, which is this area that used to be full of brothels, but now it's all shops. There's still a couple of brothels, but they're museums, and it's raised up like a raised up boardwalk with.
That's Skagway.
That's where the lumberjack show is.
No, it's not. Lumberjack show's in Ketchikan.
Well, that's where. Yeah, but it's in Creek. No, Creek Street's in because we could see it.
That's Creek Street. Oh, you're talking about the brothels on Creek Street.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
And we heard all this cheering. Where the lumberjack show is, part of the show is two lumberjacks going up these giant poles, and they race right to the top. And these poles are so high that they protrude out the top of the stadium. And I heard all the cheering, because you can hear it because it's quite loud. And then I turned around and I saw the race to the top. So I did see about 8 seconds of the lumberjack
but we
show.
didn't get
You're
tickets
just confusing
to go
me
in.
now, telling me I'm in the wrong place.
Sorry,
I knew I was in the right place.
Sorry.
And we saw loads of seals and loads of salmon.
Yeah.
And we even saw seals catching salmons. There was more than one of them, or a salmon.
It was. Salmon have such a tough life, don't they? They really do. Trying to get upstream with all the predators around. So fair play to those that get there. But apparently only 40% get there, Kevin was telling us. So,
which is probably a good job, because otherwise salmon would rule the world.
Yes, they would, because there were so many. Retire with Lemons just saying, not sure if you heard the new port taxes for Hawaii. We discussed this a lot when we were away, because Hawaii is our next sort of bucket list thing that we'd like to do after we do Australia and South Pacific and New Zealand in January. But it is a concern, and there's a bit of hostility there too, isn't there, for travellers too. So it's certainly things to think about. Kevin saying the music was unbelievable. It was fantastic.
It was actually interesting because it was Cash's first cruise, and Kevin hasn't cruised a lot. And when some of the things we went to see, and it was great just sometimes watching the entertainment and then looking at Kevin and Cassia, and they're just like, because when I see, I'm on a proper tangent now, but going back years ago, and you'd watch things like X Factor and stuff like that with Simon Cowell, and they'd have somebody come on and he'd say, oh yeah, well maybe you're good enough to sing on a cruise ship. It's like, well, it's obvious Simon Cowell's never been on a cruise ship, because we have seen some spectacular singers on cruise ships.
Yeah, totally.
So shut your face, Simon Cowell. Just saying.
So let's see here. Question: do you have any trips to the motorhome or just cruises?
It's this time of year now. The motorhome, I did have a message from my nephew Al. We've now got solar panel fitted. I had a new fridge earlier in the year because the gas fridge packed up, and they stopped making the fridge that was in my van 30 years ago. So I've now got an electric fridge and a solar panel. So I'm now we could go, what's it called, camping? Wild camping. Because it's off the grid, don't need a hookup because we got our own electric.
Let's just do a few more questions, then we'll go and talk about the leak, because there's so many people here. I'm sure I'm going to miss people, so apologies, but we just can't get into any. Chris Dale is saying that Jason and Sarah are a great asset to Princess Cruise. Sail with them both a few times. They certainly are. They really are.
Fabulous.
Let's have a look. Someone said that they're going to have Caesars because they're having a. Where's that? I missed that. No. So Tish is saying I'm going to have Caesars tonight with toast stew. I had some really good Caesars on Holland America. Let's just have a look on there about what the things that we wanted to say. So that's fine.
Right, so I've done that. Done that.
And Laurie's here. So obviously Laurie, who we met on there, and she gave us a little lucky whale. So yes, I've got that obviously here with us. So thank you so much. Jenna started, we prefer the enrichment program on Discovery or Coningstown. They both offered, lectures and information about the destination, and they had experts on board, didn't they? So I think, they didn't have any. We didn't go into the glacier on Princess, so we weren't aware that there was any, because sometimes they have what they call them the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers.
They have Rangers come on board to talk you through, and on Coningstown we had that, but because we missed that port because of bad weather, we didn't have that opportunity, so we didn't see if that was the case. Amanda's here saying sorry she's a bit late, so no problem. So lots of people saying congratulations on the 11,000. Trude saying she's really enjoying all your shorts you're putting out, Paulie, so that's great.
I keep trying.
And Mark saying Yosemite is awesome. Yes.
Yeah, Yosemite. That's where it's at.
Nick saying, did you arrange the road part of your trip, or did your superstar TA sort the entire trip? No, actually, Dan, obviously we booked our cruise through Dan and our flights, but the superstar that's doing our road trip is a gentleman called Mark McDaniel, who's one of our patrons. Mark and his wife Nanette, who have become very good friends of ours now through our Patreon. They have detailed
everything.
And we've got a whole, well, I can't show you all that because I've got so many scribbles on it, won't make sense. But yeah, the whole thing has been done by Mark McDaniel. But obviously Dan can do that. He can sort out you'd have to do an organised tour, etc. But there's just going to be the four of us. Mark and Annette are going to be driving us around California for the next 2 weeks, and we leave on Friday, so we're looking forward to that. So that'll be awesome. We're paying our own way, obviously, but it'll be great to do that. So lots of saying hello, we're late. Emma and Scott are on Ventura on Saturday, so that's awesome. And Debbie's saying that the sun's out in Auckland, so that's great. Having John is saying about the medallion, I think it's the thing of the future. I think so. It's just so easy to walk into your cabin and it opens. People know where you are. It's like if B wanted to find us or anyone wanted to find us, when we had the 360, we just sat having breakfast and they came up and found us. So you can find people. Yeah, I totally agree. And we miss it when we go on other cruises that aren't Princess. Let's have a look. So Crazy, loving all the love for Princess Cruise. We're trying for the first time next year. And Dan is on this. Oh, awesome. You'll get to meet Dan. Yeah, Dan, for those that don't know, Dan is our travel agent who looks after us very, very well. All the details of him are in our description below this video. So if you're looking for a good travel agent, then please do get in contact with him because he is fabulous, isn't he?
He is the top banana.
Yeah. So let's have a look at this about 316. Holly's saying today is Taco Tuesday. Woo! So let's have a look. Sorry you had such bad weather. So let's talk about our leak. So now this was our 63rd cruise, and I don't think I've ever been so scared in any of our trips. We were woken up the weather was bad, the ship was rocking and rolling, and we were making our way to, gosh, I've forgotten already.
Victoria, wasn't it?
Yes, to Victoria. So we were a day at sea, and we were due to get to Victoria at 7 p.m. at night. And we were woken with a tannoy announcement by the Captain Tony Ruggiero, who was very visible around the ship, and a very nice man, wasn't he? That we got chatting to. And he announced that he wanted everyone to be aware that there was problems on board and that there was a leak. And he said I couldn't really remember that time. So all I focused on was leak.
It was worse to the effect of that there was a leak, and that we were taking on water through the propeller shaft somewhere. This is all middle of the night. Ding bong. Side. Oh yeah, starboard side. Because all I kept in my head kept thinking Klingons on the starboard. So yeah. So
automatically thinking, oh my God. And then he said, but the ship is going to stop. We have to stop to repair this. Now, anyone that knows that on a cruise ship, when a ship stops at sea and it moves more and creaks, and the noises and the pounding was really quite petrifying. I was starting to get myself into a bit of a 2A, and I looked at Paul, and as soon as the announcement finished, he was snoring again. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't sleep. What am I going to do? Anyway, the captain said it's going to take 2 hours to sort this problem, so we're going to be stopped. He wanted to make the announcement just so that we were all aware. I personally would rather he didn't have said anything, but I understand why he did, because there was a lot of discussion in the morning, which we'll go on to in a moment. But anyway, at that point, I was thinking, oh my God, I know where our master station is. I know where the life jackets is. I was looking at Paul for like a snuggle berry, and he was just...
I knew where my pillow was.
Yeah, and I didn't sleep. I was thinking, I knew, should I message Kasia and Kevin, but I didn't want to see if they were still awake, and I didn't want to worry them even more, thinking that I was worried because I know it was Kasia's first cruise, and I knew she was quite anxious about a few things. But I was getting myself into a bit of a 2 and 8, and then the captain came on 2 hours later, as predicted, and said, "We want to tell everyone that the problem has been resolved. Everything is absolutely fine, and we're making our way to Victoria." And I was so relieved. Paul still woke up and said, great.
I woke up and thought, well, that's a load off my mind.
Now, in all the 63 cruises, I've never been so petrified. And it was really making me feel a bit teary. Well, because it was, wasn't it?
No.
It was scary.
It was scary.
It was, and I wish I'd never known. I wish he'd come on the tannoy and
but
said,
the trouble is, you're going to know.
You're going to know. We've had an issue,
yes. Well, you don't
and that's why we've been stopped.
You've either got.
We didn't need to know that.
You've either got to do it. You've either got to do it before the event, or not do it at all. And the problem is, as soon as the ship stopped, there was a a physical change in what was going on. It was going from like, it was, a little sort of swaying as you're going along to like being in a tumble dryer. Now, people would have known that straight away. Within 5 minutes, people would have been, what's going on?
Yeah.
Anybody
and the
who's,
juddering. So you were side to side, but also
up and down and banging. Now, anybody who would have felt that, which had been virtually everybody on the ship, unless you were like me in a coma, would have then looked out the window or on their balcony, and they would have known that we'd stopped. And then that's going to cause a panic. So to me, at the time, I thought, well, yeah, I didn't really need to know that, Tony. But in hindsight, I definitely think he did the right thing, because it's then, I think there was a level of fear without a shadow of a doubt. But the level of fear, in my humble opinion, would have been so much higher with no information, because when there's no information,
up, but I wouldn't. It was the middle of the night.
You would have woke up with all what was going on.
Well, I would have just thought it was just the weather was getting worse.
Yeah, but lots of people would have, and then there'd have been rumours, and then it'd been all over Facebook. But the next
day, that you could see a lot of the staff were visibly shaken by it. And we talked to quite a few, and they said, that's something that it happened rare. And kudos to Princess for sorting it out, and it was sorted out there and then. The engineers were on it, so it shows that things can happen at sea. I don't want this to scare people, because this is our 63rd cruise, and we've never experienced like it. Things do happen, but how Princess responded to it for getting it fixed was really good. But the crew members, you could see that they hadn't slept either, and there was a lot of anxiety.
Well, when you're sleeping that low in the ship as well, and the amount of movement down there and the noise, etc., etc. I mean, my biggest worry was, as a fabricator welder, I was worried that I might get a phone call saying, "Paul, can you pop down and weld a plate on it?" That was my biggest worry.
But we're so glad that it was sorted. And it was an anxious time, though. It really was, wasn't it? But thankfully it was all sorted, and we were able to get to Victoria. We got there an hour and a half late. So we were able to get out in Victoria for a few days. If anyone's been to Victoria, oh my gosh, what the most beautiful place at night. And the smell of all the flowers was just absolutely amazing.
Because anybody who knows me, they know the amount of research I do going into each cruise, which is absolutely none. And when I got to Victoria, I knew nothing about it. And we got there, and it was just fabulous. Maybe if we went back in the day, we might be disappointed because it was so amazing at night. But yeah, it was
lovely.
Really had the wow factor. I took some photos, which I'm very proud of, but it was only really having a steady hand and a good camera on your phone. But some of the photos were that good, they looked like they'd been photoshopped.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How good some of the photos
were. We put some posts on our, so just scroll down on our Facebook if you want to learn a bit more about what's been happening, etc.
But all those photos are completely untouched by human hand.
Kevin saying, Carole's hair's like to the sheer quantity of bloody Caesars consumed. They were so good. Yes. They were so good. Mind, you had a fair few of the old 24-carat margaritas.
Oh, what about that bloody Caesar Kevin had the last night? And he asked for a spicy.
I have no spice or very little spice.
It was like lava.
It was like lava. Right, let's have a look. John said, did you see much wildlife? No, we didn't. Some people spotted some whales off the ship when we were sailing along, but we didn't. The only thing we saw this time was salmon and seals.
And didn't Kevin say we saw there was some eagles he saw?
Yeah, we didn't see any bald eagles, and last trip we've seen loads. So definitely excursions and getting out and about are the key to seeing more of Alaska, obviously. Do Princess have the equivalent of Haven on NCL? I
don't know what.
I'm aware. It's like a ship within a ship. Not that I'm aware.
They got a sanctuary for sort of,
Yeah, you can go. We had an invite to the sanctuary, but the weather was so bad we couldn't get there because it was closed. So that was a shame. So there's lots of things, with the weather, and you can't control that, sadly. Jill said, did you enjoy your reindeer fart? I did. It had mint on it, wasn't it? It was like a mint liqueur, like a peppermint liqueur.
It was still down in 3, though, wasn't it? Still couldn't do it in 1, could you?
I couldn't. I can't do shots. Brendan says she's got no desire to go to Alaska. It always looks rainy. Well, last time we had complete opposite, so it's not.
When we went last time, we had one morning where it was drizzly of the whole cruise, one morning. The rest of the cruise was spectacular. And even on this one, where we didn't have good weather, the day we were in where the lumberjack show is,
the sun came out.
I had a t-shirt on. I had trousers on as well.
It was wet in the morning, but the sun did come out.
And it was that warm that I was just walking around in a t-shirt. So no, it's not always cold and dreary. It's obviously dependent on time of year. But I think Brenda, I think you're closing yourself off to a very
good experience. Yeah.
But you need to pick the time of the year. You can't have it all. You can't have the fabulous weather and the wildlife like when we were in.
Well, we did have a lot of
but when we went in the July, we went whale watching, which is one of the excursions, and we saw 21 humpback whales.
Yeah.
Which the person doing the excursion said that they never ever seen that many whales in one go. So it swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, it is. It's luck of the draw, isn't it?
What's your name? Laurie, was it who we met?
Yeah, Laurie and Brenda.
On their cruise, they had a whale in port.
Yeah.
Spinning round and lifting the tail up. So it's just the luck of the draw. It's like a lottery.
Ken said, hope things improve. Yes, we were in San Diego. The weather is beautiful. So we're
like,
very happy.
We're like, well, I don't know how to describe it really, but we got like a line of washing out on our balcony.
Well, we got it over the chair. So let's have a look to see. Yeah, Holly said they ordered 75 degrees weather for all this week. Yes. Jennifer said, please hit the thumbs up. Yes, please do. And also come back and comment after, because that always helps us too. Christy's here. So obviously, Christy, Paul camping with it. Need hookups for electricity, water series called boondocking. That's it.
Well, we call it in the UK, we call that wild camping. But I love boondocking. Yeah. That sounds like fabulous. Which now, I mean, obviously, our toilet will with a like a big American camper, you've actually got a massive waste tank as well as a freshwater tank, whereas on our camper we've got a waste water tank for your shower and washing up water, but your poopies, they go into what's called a cassette. Now obviously that'll only hold so much, and because Carole pees like a racehorse, that's usually full within about 10 minutes.
I do pee a lot. Oh dear. People don't need to know that, Paulie.
Well, they say that now.
So Kevin said I couldn't sleep. No, we talked afterwards. We were wide awake and terrified. Yeah. It was a scary moment. And Gina said, blimey, I would have thought of the Poseidon. Seriously, I would panic. I was just thinking, what do I need to take? Right, I've got warm clothes because it goes. So thank God for all these safety videos, and we had to actually do a proper muster. Yeah. So we knew exactly we had to get to Crooners. That was our muster station. We knew where our life jacket was, and I was just thinking, what are the most precious things that I need to put in my bag? And I know if you had to bandage it, they'd probably just leave your bags there. But I thought, look, I already had a plan in my head. Should it have gone any further?
And how lucky were we, because as Carole just said, our muster station was in Crooners, and in Crooners is a giant piano that's made of wood.
Yes.
So that's going to give us something to float on. So if Carole was on there saying, oh, I'm sorry, honey. Sorry, Paulie. There's not room on here for you. But I love you. Bye.
No, I'd always have room for you, Paulie Morgan. So Catherine and Leighton are watching the car. So they're going to catch up. Ken said, do you remember when Ventura split? No, I don't. Maybe that was, give us more details, Ken, because I didn't know about that. Ali is just saying, not the best thing to hear. No. David said he wouldn't have heard the... You probably would. Well, you did wake up to hear it.
Of course I did. I was sat there with you just so I went back to sleep again.
Ali saying snoring, is that a leak? Exactly that. Nick and Tracy saying they recommend Dan the Cruiser. Totally. Yeah, they use Dan as well now. And AE says it's their responsibility to keep passengers. Yeah, we get that. But sometimes you're causing anxiety, which... Yeah, I know.
I think the fear, and like I say, I go back to it, and I just thought of the thing to say. The fear of the unknown is far worse than the fear of the known. At least you know what you're dealing with. But when you don't know what you're dealing with, there would have been people on there, there would have been panic, there would have been people running around, there would have been people lighting torches like Frankenstein was in town, pitchforks. I'm over and imagining things now, but...
It is getting near Halloween. Yeah. It is getting near Halloween. Kevin says, shout out the engineering team. Yeah, the staff on board. We can't fault the staff on Discovery Princess. They were excellent. The bar staff with Emilio and the team, and they were awesome. Everyone was great. Yeah. We never waited very long for a drink, apart from that one time on the Battalion. So Ali's saying I can relate. So that fear of the plane situation on RV, your mind goes into panic station. The worst. It does. It really does. Tony's saying, Carole, my wife would have been the same as you, so worried as well, but she would have woke me up and not let me sleep. Well, I thought there's no point. I just thought, I'm going to lie here. If I need Paulie, I know he's there. I'll just have to wake him up. So Ken said we're on our own and went shut down for 3 hours in the middle of the night. We didn't know until the next morning the beauty of an inside cabin. Yeah, that is a bonus of an inside cabin. Let's have a look. Tina says Carole does shots in a sippy cup.
It's unbelievable.
Jennifer saying that some of the humpback males might have already started the trip back to Hawaii, Mexico. Yeah, because we're right at the end of the season, because the ship is now on its way to Asia.
Well, we did see a whale with a Hawaiian shirt on, didn't we?
We did.
We really stood out from it.
Does say 10-minute warning.
And was it a lei? Is it called a lei around his neck?
Lanyard.
No, it's called a lei that they put around the neck in Hawaii.
Why's that jumped? So, Becky said they recently had a whale spot in San Diego Bay. Oh, wow. David said, is Alaska weather so unpredictable? Norway. Yes, basically, yes, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Well, you look, and with Norway, we've been to Norway, and the extremes of weather we've had, we went there once, and I was barely out of a pair of shorts the entire cruise.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. And you go it's just one of them things. If you're going to a place that's renowned for it to be hot and sunny and fabulous, and it's rainy the whole time, then you're going to be disappointed. But you've got to understand about where you are in the world. And if you want to gamble of getting the bad weather against seeing some of the most spectacular scenery you'll ever see in your life, then Norway and Alaska is definitely
Alaska is beautiful. The people are lovely. It is. I definitely would put it on everyone's cruise list, but I would definitely go earlier in the season if we were going to do it again. So Craig said, cheers for that. Can I just book Ventura? And Ken saying, with regards to Ventura, the deck cracked apart in 2012. There was a gap of just over an inch. Oh my gosh, that must have been just.
But they did put a bit of tank tape over it.
Yes, so all was good. So let's have a look. If anyone's got any more questions, we've got a couple of minutes, and then we're going to be heading off to head out with Holly and Bob. And the other thing that's on that list that we wanted to talk about was we talked about all that. Yeah. And the other thing is, we know we're not ever going to win this, but we feel very privileged that we are in the last 8 of the Wave Awards finals for a service, not service to get that saying.
Services to
people that are recognised for putting out content that's popular. So if you haven't voted already, then you can vote for us here. I'll just pop this on there at the moment. We've been shortlisted, and it's on the 26th of November. So if you would like to give a vote and vote for us, that'd be great. But we're up against some lots of bigger vloggers than us that have got great channels and great websites. So we just feel very honoured to be in such good company. So good luck to everyone. So let's just see if there's any more comments now. Terry is saying, "Great, I'm visiting Great Britain next year. I'm an old lady. How hard is it to find public restrooms?
Well,
go to a pub. That's the easiest
because
thing.
that's the easiest thing. It is because
there's not always a lot of public
restrooms. The UK is not renowned for having public toilets. And they used to be in it. Even the little village in the Forest of Dean I lived in, Blakeney, used to have public toilets. But they closed about 30 years ago and has never been reopened. It's one of them ones, it's virtually impossible to find. And the irony is you have to go into a pub. They do like you to partake in something. So you need a wee. You have to buy a drink to have a wee. And then you need another wee.
Oh, dear. And Kev said, please do vote for the Wave Awards. Thank you very much. They may be bigger, but nowhere near as nice.
Well, I can't argue with that.
That's lovely. So thank you all so much for joining us on our live. I don't know if we're going to be able to go live again on our trip because we've got lots of busyness. However, if we can, we'll let you know. So keep an eye on our Facebook and our Instagram, and we will let you know.
Yes.
So thank you so much. I
never get that heart to come up, do I? I can't never do it. Is it because my face is behind it?
I don't know, mate. Anyway, we'll be here all night. Oh, you've done it. Woo. So thank you so much, everyone, and we will speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.